How are you approaching tomorrow's match, and how can your team win in Seville?
We've always had difficulty playing at the Sanchez Pizjuan. Our goal now is to try to finish the season in the best possible way with the 2 matches we still have left. We played a good game against Mallorca, and we need to do the same tomorrow.
You've always said you'd enjoy being at Real Madrid until your last day at the club. How do you feel now, knowing you're leaving just days before the end of the season? Does your departure feel strange?
No, it doesn't feel strange. And yes, I'm going to enjoy it, even though I want to enjoy it in a different way. I mean that I wanted to be fighting for the title until the final match, but that hasn't been possible. Still, I am enjoying my time here, and I will until the very last day. Afterwards, I'll have a new challenge to work on.
How has Davide, your son, helped you in this second stint as Real Madrid's coach?
David is an important part of my technical staff. Obviously, because our relationship is primarily father and son, we work in a special way with full trust. But I also trust all of my staff. With David, our working relationship is special because he says things to me that maybe someone else wouldn't dare say. I'm sure my entire staff is well prepared. They're all young and help with great enthusiasm. They make me think a lot, and we have lots of discussion. They're young, but they already have a lot of experience. I'm talking about Davide, Francesco, Mino, and Simone. We have a great team of football analysts who are very good, and with Simone leading them, they've all done a great job.
Do you think Barcelona's league title is fair? Looking back, after winning La Liga and the Champions League, how is it possible that Real Madrid dropped off so much this season?
Anything is possible, and this is part of football. Sometimes you're not able to bring out the best from each player as a team, and I think Barcelona managed to do that very well. We have to congratulate them. They play very good football and were much more consistent, and I believe they deserve to win the league title. But next season will obviously be a different story.
A few minutes ago, Real Madrid officially announced the signing of Dean Huijsen. Do you think the season would have been different if Real Madrid had signed him earlier, as well as other players?
Huijsen is a great player indeed, very promising, with a lot of potential and a bright future. I think it's a great signing for Real Madrid. All the players that Real Madrid signs excite me because this club always aims to be at the highest level, and it always will be. After last season, it wasn't possible to think about signings because we had the return of Alaba and we already had Militao and Carvajal. But during the season, the injuries to those players hurt us a lot.
Have you analysed why some players who usually shine, like Bellingham and Vinicius, have underperformed this season? Although perhaps that wasn't the case for Courtois, Valverde and Asensio. Is there another reason for the team's poor performance this season?
Looking at this, yes. I think more could have been done by all of us. But making an individual analysis now of players like Valverde, Vinicius, Rodrigo, or Courtois, I think it's impossible, just impossible. I will never criticize these players who have given me so much joy in these 4 years. For me, they will always be the best players, even if at times they are not able to show their best performance.
This week, many coaches around Europe, like Simeone and Luis Enrique, have spoken very highly of you. How do you feel about all the praise?
No, I feel good about it, of course. I thank all my colleagues for their words. I've received a lot of affection in these days, and that makes me feel good. Because receiving affection from colleagues is something special. It means they appreciate your work and your way of being. So yes, it's nice.
We all know signing players isn't easy due to sporting and financial factors. Do you think the club should have listened to you more regarding transfers, and should they follow the new coach's recommendations?
Of course, they've listened to me. Since I've been here, they've made signings. Maybe I'm forgetting someone, but I can tell you they signed Camavinga, Rudiger, Tchouaméni, Bellingham, and of course they signed Mbappé. Could I ask for more? Simply no.
Mbappé is competing to be the league's top scorer. Is winning the Golden Boot the only motivation left for the team and for him to score in the final 2 matches?
Obviously, yes, because this is important for him. It means he's had a good season. He has scored or will reach over 40 goals. And that's a great achievement for his first season at Real Madrid. Although personally, I believe he can still perform even better. But we have to be honest and say that Mbappe's first season at Real Madrid has undoubtedly been a very good one.
Do you think that if Real Madrid had made signings in the winter, the season would have turned out differently?
No, I don't think so. We discussed this, and all decisions were made jointly between the club and the technical staff, including me. So I have nothing more to add on that. I clearly remember that last season we had very similar problems, and we were able to fix them. But this season it's been a bit more complicated.
Don't you think one of the reasons you weren't able to compete for the league title was because your players stopped believing it was possible in the final stretch of the season? For example, in the last Clásico, Real Madrid went up 2-0, but still didn't seem to believe.
No, I don't think that's the case. It hasn't been a problem of belief or faith. Let's remember this team has shown faith when no one else had it. The comebacks we've seen many times have happened because of that faith. This team never gives up, and that's very clear. As I've said before, I believe the problem this season was the truth behind all the problems is the injuries that heavily affected our defense. There were just too many. We lost very important key players. Let's not forget, if we think about the last game against Barcelona, we were missing many central defenders we started the season with, like Militao, Rudiger, and Alaba. None of them were available. Of course, we also can't forget Carvajal and Mendy. So, that's really where the problem lies. It's not about belief or lack of it.